Hey guys, and welcome to the second PHP tutorial. So in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to assign variables and how to echo data. Now I know the first tutorial I did show you how to output some data with echo, but I didn't really explain it, so not that there's really that much to it. I'm going to go ahead and show you a few things. So first things first, run up your Xampp control panel. So you need to turn on your Apache. Eventually we'll need to use the MySQL like MySQL, but right now I'm just going to use the Apache and the PHP side of things just to kind of get all that, get us kind of, I don't know, familiar with what's going on. So the first thing is we're going to go back to that index file we made, which if you remember is in C, Xampp, htdocs, PHP, which is the new folder we made, and then index.php. That simply means that when you go to localhost and you go to /PHP, it will automatically go to the index page. Now what I've just done on this page is I have output, this is my string ... 1. Now I'm going to show you how I did that and how you're going to do that. So to assign the variables, a lot of the stuff that we do in C# is we usually say, we normally do something along the lines of string, my string equals, and then blah, which is the data it's going to do, and then that's kind of how we do our strings. In PHP it's not all really that necessary. We'll just have one called string. It doesn't matter, you can call this, as soon as you put this $sign in and then you type your thing in, you put space, that's the start of your variable. So we're calling it string just so that we know this is our string one, and we literally just do $string equals, and we'll equal it to this is my string, as we saw on the page a moment ago. We literally just open up some speech marks either side and we close it off with a semicolon. That is the first line done. Now the next line we're going to do $number. Now it doesn't have to be number, it could be minor, it could be anything. It doesn't even have to have number in it, as long as it's, you assign this variable to whatever you want it to be. So I'm going to call it number, and we're going to make it equal to 1 and then semicolon. Now as you can see, we haven't really done anything differently between these two lines other than, obviously we've done the obvious things here. We've assigned a name for our variable, both different. We've added the equals in, and then the first one I just opened up some speech marks and put some text in, and in this one I've just gone ahead and chucked out a number. Now you could have put this number in between some speech marks, which would then make it a string. Even though it's still a number, it's a string. It just means that if you just type them out, if you're going to put numbers in, just don't put the speech marks around them, and then you can just kind of add them all together and you can do math, which is hopefully what we'll do in a moment. So now the simple thing is, how are we going to get that data? So we've gone onto the website. What happens is PHP executes this code. It does these two little things here, but they don't do anything other than get assigned. We don't see them. We're not going to know what's on the page when there's nothing going to be on the page. Sorry, we know what's going to be on there, nothing. So in order to actually show something, we echo, and we're just going to do echo, and we're going to do $string, and then I'm going to add a dot, and then I'm going to do $number. But in between that, I will put some speech marks with a space and another dot, and cut it off, close it off with a semicolon. Now what we've done is we've said echo string, so it's going to echo this is my string. Then the dot is a concatenation, so this is where we concatenate strings together, or we concatenate variables. Now to concatenate is to add. So in C# it would have been something like, if we had a string, it would be like my string equals, and then sometimes I just do my string plus, what that would effectively do is it would give me my string plus a space and then the new text that I wanted to add. Now instead of using a plus in PHP, we use dots, because what a plus would do is actually add. So in theory, our echo here with this string, the space and the number, and then I'll just add an exclamation mark on the end to make sure it's changed from my original file. We save that, we refresh the page, and there we go. This is my string, space, 1 exclamation mark. Now it's as simple as that. The dots are your concatenations. This is adding your variables together, your strings. So although there was a number in here, it turned your number into a string. It knew that there wasn't to be acted as a number, and it's put it in as a string. Now I think that means that if we did sum1, as in like a number, not someone as in a person. Sum1 equals 4, and close that, and then we do another one of sum2 equals 6. We're pretty, pretty good to say that this should probably add 10 if we add these two together. I'm pretty certain that this will make 10. So if we echo 6, if we add sum1 plus sum2, I'm going to be pretty happy in saying that that should be alright. It will go straight on the end of our exclamation mark, so we'll add a space in there. So let's see if that worked. And it did. We now have 10 on the end of our exclamation mark. So the echo here, what it's done is it's echoed these two numbers, but in echoing we have also done the sum. So in doing $sum1 plus $sum2, we have added together the 4 and the 6 to then echo that as a whole. So we've echoed the number rather than individually. If we echoed them individually, we'd put a dot there. So now when I refresh the page, we have 46. But it's not 46, it's 4 and 6, but there's no space. So there is the 4 getting output and the 6, and that dot outputted them as a string, but this plus outputs them as the mathematical sum we actually want it to be. Sorry, that was my text tone. So I've just given you a little idea here, guys, that when you're doing strings and when you're doing numbers, it's really, really easy, and it's great in some ways because PHP just kind of picks up the slack for the converting. You don't have to convert those numbers to string, it does it for you. It's practical. It's good. I like it. So that's the end of this tutorial. What I intend on doing in the next one is showing you how to use if and else statements. And what we'll do is we'll just echo different data. So maybe we'll do a little math sum here, and if it's one value, we'll echo one set of numbers, and if it's another one, we'll echo something else. So we'll just get used to the if-else statements of functions and things like that. So, I said functions, we'll get around to functions, but at the moment we'll just get used to the ifs and the else. So that will be the third tutorial, which is the next one I'll be doing. So obviously, give me some feedback, let me know if there's anything you're stuck with, anything you need help with, subscribe, and check out my other videos. I'll see you in the next one, guys.